You've seen it, right? In your own workplace, everyone is talking about AI. But let's be real, there's a huge difference between just talking about it and actually leading with it. This explainer? This is your guide to crossing that gap. We're going to go from being an AI enthusiast to becoming the AI leader who actually drives real results.
Okay, so this slide really breaks down the two roles that are popping up everywhere. On one hand, you've got the AI enthusiasts. Now, they're great. They generate a lot of buzz with cool demos and talking about the latest headlines. But here's the thing, buzz doesn't move the needle. On the other side, you have the AI leader. They're not focused on demos. They're obsessed with strategy, governance, and adoption. They speak the language of measurable value, and that is what drives a real transformation.
And this really gets to the heart of the matter. AI projects almost never fail because the technology is bad. They fail because of people. I mean, think about it. A company spends millions on some fancy new AI tool, but 6 months later, absolutely nothing has changed. Why? Well, it's because it was treated as a tech problem, not a people problem. The real breakdown is always in the leadership and the adoption strategy.
So, to avoid that kind of failure, you need a new way of thinking, a new mental model. We're calling it the AI decision lens. It's a super simple framework for seeing your work and AI's role in it with, total clarity.
At its core, AI is really just a prediction machine. That's it. It takes the information you already have, like all your emails or spreadsheets, and it uses it to generate information you don't have, like a sales forecast or a product recommendation. The real game changer here, economically speaking, is that AI makes prediction incredibly cheap.
But here's the catch. A prediction all by itself is totally useless. You have to do something with it, right? And that requires judgment. Weighing the consequences, making tough trade-offs, and taking accountability. So here's the key insight. As the cost of AI-powered prediction falls to basically zero, the value of human judgment skyrockets. This is where real leadership happens. This simple formula unlocks absolutely everything. I want you to think about any workflow in your organization. I don't care what it is. It's all just a chain of decisions. And if you look really closely, you'll see that every single one of those decisions is just a mix of AI-assisted prediction and human-led judgment. So, how do you actually apply this lens? Well, let's start with the first application, building a new strategy. It all starts with 3 simple steps. First, and this is important, forget the technology and just focus on the work. Find a workflow that has a lot of friction. Second, map out all the key decisions inside of it. And third, for each of those decisions, split it. What part is just prediction, and what part requires that crucial human judgment? Now, those first 3 steps, they're really just the gateway into this full operating loop you see here. This process takes you all the way from analysis to piloting and actually measuring the value. See, this isn't about doing one-off AI projects. This is how you build a repeatable engine that turns all those random acts of AI into a strategic, value-driven program. Now, this same decision lens also demystifies one of the biggest roadblocks to AI adoption, governance. A lot of leaders are hesitant, and you can't blame them because they're worried about the risks. But when you separate prediction from judgment, you can actually govern with a ton of confidence. A really great way to structure this is with a 3-zone framework. You've got your allowed zone, which is for low-risk, high-efficiency stuff where AI is just helping with prediction, like, say, summarizing a meeting. Then you have the restricted zone. This is for areas where human judgment is absolutely critical and needs that extra layer of review, like anything that's customer-facing. And finally, the prohibited zone is for things that create unacceptable risk, like making final decisions without any human override. The goal isn't to block AI, it's to protect and elevate human judgment where it truly matters the most. So this brings us to what is maybe the single most important question in enterprise AI. If the machine gives you the prediction, but a human applies the judgment, who's on the hook when things go wrong? And the answer has to be this, with 0 exceptions. Accountability can never, ever be outsourced to an algorithm. For every single AI-assisted workflow, there must be a named person, not a team, not a department, one single person who is responsible for the outcome. The AI did it is not a defense. It's a failure of governance, plain and simple. So, okay, let's bring this all back to you and talk about your path to leadership. How can you use this framework to really shape your career? 56%. Let that sink in for a second. According to recent studies, that is the average wage premium for workers with AI-related skills. This isn't some trend that's happening in the future, it's happening right now. The ability to turn AI hype into actual business value is one of the most in-demand skills on the entire planet. And let's be crystal clear about something. The skills that are commanding that premium, They are not about coding. You do not need to be a machine learning engineer. The real leadership value comes from mastering this decision lens, from being the person who can spot the workflow, split the prediction from the judgment, and then build the entire strategy around it.
So, how do you put this all into practice? You adopt this new value proposition. This sentence right here, this is your new elevator pitch for your boss, for your next interview, for your LinkedIn profile. It proves you're not just an enthusiast. You are a leader who delivers measurable, safely governed value with AI. The only question left is, when are you going to start?